Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, we would like to apologize for not having been able to join you today in person. However, we've taken this opportunity that the organizers offers us to present the work remotely. We hope this short video can provide a good overview of the work we've been doing. At the end of the presentation, we will show the contact details of the corresponding author. So please feel free to contact us there for any questions, inquiry, or suggestions, and we will reply as soon as possible. So thank you so much for your interest, and without further ado, let me start with the presentation. Our work is entitled Learning to Develop Software with Flipped Classroom and reports the experience of a flipped classroom initiative carried out in the bachelor degree in software engineering at the Universidad Politécnica de Madrid. First of all, we would like to explain a bit the motivation and the background of this work. This experience is framed in the European higher education area, which you may know. This European higher education area strives for a deep change in both teaching and learning processes and tries to give students a more active role. This, of course, requires to develop different methodologies and adapt the lectures. So these new methodologies are especially challenging to implement in software engineering education, as this is a field with rapid and constant changes. From experience, we know that programming languages and structures used today will shortly become obsolete. So computer science fields need to strike a complicated balance between theory and practice. So we thought that one way to address this balance would be implementing a flipped classroom model, which I will describe right away in the next slide. The idea behind this flipped classroom model is that students learn the basics out of the classroom, while the teaching sessions pursue strengthening and consolidating knowledge and skills, so competencies. For a successful implementation of a flipped classroom model, planning needs to be carefully designed in advance, and both students and professors need to engage with that plan. Typically, the tasks outside the classroom are related to studying the concept provided beforehand, searching for further information, and self-assessing the performance, while teaching hours are dedicated to review concepts, work in small groups, and sharing knowledge. These, according to the reference you see at the bottom, will provide a more integral, responsible, and thoughtful assessment, which is shared and based on competencies. Specifically regarding the implementation of a flipped classroom model in higher education engineering fields, this model can contribute to improve the overall academic performance of the students. This is because they feel more involved, the learning process is more adapted to the pace of the learning process of each student, and they have the chance to face-to-face session after having worked on their own out of the classroom. So that wouldn't be done usually with classical methods. So in short, flipped classroom is likely to lead to deeper learning. The purpose of this study is to analyze how flipped classroom may affect learning processes across software engineering education. So particularly, on the one hand, we aim to find out what kind of resources work better in the different phases of the learning processes when it comes to learning to develop software. And on the other, what are the main barriers to reap all the benefits that flipped classroom model can offer. Final results for the course of data structure and some preliminary results for both programming fundamentals and the maintenance of evolution of software. But we hope we will be updating and completing all the results soon. So I'll go down into further details on these courses and their results in the following slides. In the course of data structure, there were 3 sessions in the laboratory, 2 of them using flipped classroom. Before the laboratory sessions, students had available 4 videos for the first assignment and 2 for the second, all of them of about 6 to 8 minutes. The data we've collected to assess the influence of the flipped classroom model experience have been basically students' grades and a survey which sadly only 42 students responded to. These are the results for this first course. Flipped assignment, that is practices 1 and 2, have not shown significant better student performance when compared to the previous year. However, in both practice 1 and practice 2, the grades have increased and the standard deviation has been reduced, as you can see here in the table marked in red. Regarding the survey that 42 students have taken, the three issues that they have highlighted are that the visualization of videos has helped them to better elaborate the practices, that it would have taken them longer to do said practices if they wouldn't have had the videos, and most importantly, they think that it is a good idea that flipped classroom would be applied to other courses as well. In the course of Programming Fundamentals, the flipped classroom model has been implemented through two different initiatives. One at the beginning of the course, dealing with rather element concepts, and the other one throughout the course, just to motivate students to develop project-based learning. We haven't collected all the data yet, but the perceptions of the professors already point out to some barriers, as the lack of tools, resources, and specific training to create the materials, such as videos. However, they have worked it out to do an initial approach to flipped classroom through new interactive platforms and audio presentations. Finally, these are some preliminary results of the course Maintenance and Evolution of Software. In this case, the flipped classroom model has been done with peer-to-peer assessments, and the results show that this is something very powerful, as the evaluation between peers provides virtually the same assessment than that of the professor. So the conclusions we have reached so far with this work that, let me insist, is work in progress, can be summarized as follows. Overall, we have perceived that students have responded very well to this initiative of implementing a flipped classroom model in these three courses of the degree in software engineering. However, we have learned that it is important to manage students' expectations. As they get used to the experience, we've perceived that they tend to demand more videos. Insights from the professors have identified some barriers which, however, have not prevented them from implementing the experience with relative success. And finally, although we haven't found any evidence that the flipped classroom experience had led to significant improvements in the students' academic performance, we do have seen that their motivation and their engagement is higher than with classical methodologies when comparing these results to those of previous years. Thank you so much for your attention. We would also like to thank again the organizers for giving us the opportunity to present this work remotely. And please feel free to direct any questions to the corresponding author, whose details are now being displayed on the screen. Thank you.